Okay, I think it's live. Hello, how's everybody doing? If you are on here, leave a message so I can know if you're on. I know my other group shut down. I got kicked off Facebook or it got hacked or something. I don't know which one, but I think I just got hacked, but I haven't been able to get back on that. So I just started a new group. So if you know anybody who was in my group who isn't now, can you feel free to add them? Or feel free to add them is what I meant to say. So I don't know why I have to share this today, and I'm like shaking. I'm nervous. I guess in this world we get to learn not to care what people think and speak our truth, and so that's what today's going to be about. So, can we have dreams, and can dreams tell the future or foretell the future? Can they give us insight? I believe some people have dreams, and that's their gift. I believe a lot of weird things that people would probably bat their eye at and not think it's cuckoo weird, which I'm starting to just realize it doesn't matter, really doesn't matter. So one of the things is the gift of healing through prayer. I have had this where a client will come to me, and then when they're done, throughout the session and afterwards, I pray for them and they have been healed. And it's God. It's not me, it's God. And so some people would be like, that's weird, whatever. It is what it is. That's where I'm at. So dreams, we're going to get into dreams. I've had several dreams lately, and if I were to tell you guys them, you might think I'm crazy. But in the end, when you see it all, you'll realize I'm not. So my first dream I had, and when I have these dreams, I wake up and I'm like thrown back into my body, or I 100% know there's a message in it. And so I don't know why I have to share these. I've been fighting it and fighting it and fighting it. And then today I'm like, what am I fighting against? What people perceive of me over the truth that I know? What does that matter? Why does it matter what they think of me? So my first dream was before COVID hit, last year, maybe February or January-ish. And hi, Brielle, how are you? So anybody who listens to this, just be patient and kind to me, even if you disagree, because it took me a lot of courage to share these. And I know a lot of people aren't going to understand them or like agree because of their political background, but I have to share it anyways. So anyways, I had a dream before COVID hit, and I saw COVID. I saw the fear. So in my dream, I saw like all these people being so afraid and so scared, and this fear was encompassing them. And during the dream, I was like working on people in sessions, and my kids were all three at a different home. Like I had never made them stay home through COVID because I didn't believe in all the fear that we were being thrown at us, and that the media was portraying. And I know that a lot of people have been thrown into this group from other people, and if you disagree with this, I don't mind if you exit. So I just just be respectful of me, and I'll be respectful of your beliefs. So the dream was people were dying, but there was so much fear in the world, and that we didn't need to fall for the fear. And at one point, I had to bring my kids home in the dream, because it was like these airplanes were coming low, and the airplanes represented fear, and it was just like almost hitting people with fear, and the whole world was fear, and I didn't fall for any of the fear, and I just saw through it all. I saw that we were being lied to. I saw that we were not being told the truth, and that a lot of people didn't have the discernment, but I did, and that I could see through a lot of it. And I know a lot of people can see through a lot of it, so that doesn't make me special by any means. I don't tell you this to like put myself on a pedestal. I tell you this to get the message across, because it's internally eating at me, and I needed to share it. And so like I know I need to share it, but it took so much courage to share this because I know a lot of people are going to disagree. So anyways, And then at one point, like it was just so, there was just so much fear that encompassed the world, but in it I was like a light and other people were lights in the dream, and they didn't fall for it. They didn't fall for the BS we were being told and all the crap that the media portrays. And so like, and yeah, some people did die, but it wasn't what we were being told. Like, it was just filled with so much fear. And so I woke up and I was like, wow, that's interesting. And so I told my husband about the dream and some of my sisters. And then sure enough, COVID hit, and it was exactly like what I had seen. The world was falling for lies. We were being told stuff that wasn't true. And all of the time, like, this is why people who are disagree. So if you're on here and you're like for masks, you have to understand that the other side of people, they're not against masks to be jerks. They're not selfish people who can't help others or love others or be there for others. They literally know they are being lied to, and they should not be covering their faces, and they should not be censoring themselves, and we should not be silenced. And so I know I've been told I'm selfish at all times. Is like, as much as possible, I try to not wear them. At times I have to, because I don't have a choice. Like at my daughter's drill competition, I didn't have a choice. So that doesn't mean I'm not compassionate to others. It means I see through the bull crap. I see through the facade and the lies. And there are so many going on, and we need to wake up and have discernment, because so much is going on in this world. People would be mind blown, and they will be soon. But so, I mean, there's people on here like Amber Goody's on here, and she's come in restaurants, and very often I don't go into restaurants, like, or when I go into restaurants, I don't wear the masks often. I try not to. It's a brainwashing tool that they're using on us, and there's so much behind the scenes, and you guys, we need to have courage to try to not do it. It matters. Today I went to Vasa and I didn't wear one in, and the front desk lady didn't say a thing. She didn't say a thing yesterday. And I started noticing that their workers are pulling them down. So I'm like, well, if their workers are not wearing them, then I'm not either. And I knew that if they were to cross me, I would say, well, your workers aren't either, so I'm not going to. And so so I had this dream. So I foresaw COVID, and I saw like what was going to happen to the world, and how much fear. It was just fear. And you guys, if you feel so much fear, how can you feel healthy and strong? How can you feel happy? You literally could die from fear because it's so scary. And if you're sitting there with the news on, which is straight evil straight into your house, I'm sorry, but it is. And that's where I'm at. I'm not going to be quiet about it. So I don't want to piss people off, and I don't want people arguing with me, but that's where we're at. And some people have the gift of discernment. They see through it, and a lot of people have it. I have a ton of friends who understand the truth. And so the next two dreams that I had recently, I'm really nervous to share because it might blow your mind and you might not agree. And I'm okay with that, but I have to share. So the first one I had, I don't know if it was like a month ago or so, maybe 2 months ago. I don't remember the exact timing. I probably should go back to my recording after I woke up. But in the dream, I saw that this is before the inauguration happened. This is before all the National Guard was called in to help out and stuff. And so I saw my cousin. My cousin is in the Army. And so in the dream, my dream represented my cousin, even though I know he's not in anymore. I saw him, or men like him. It was representing military, and they were being called up, and they were on special missions to deal with situations. And so before they got called up, I saw this, and it wasn't always what we thought. We're being told lots of stuff from the news, and it's not true. This particular dream had to do with I'm going to have to go back in all these comments. You guys, I just love you all, because this took so much courage for me to talk about, because I just know it's going to make people so mad. And when they see the truth, it's going to floor them. Like, it is going to break them. So anyways, long story. Okay, so the dream. So in the dream, I saw these military men, and they were being called on special missions. And this one like breaks my heart because I've had lots of dreams of a little girl who will be joining my family. And several people have come to soul purpose sessions with me in my house or over the phone. They have also had dreams of little children that they'll be taking on. And part of their soul purpose will be to do that. And so it's crazy because I didn't know how many women had this until all these soul purpose sessions I had been doing. And so many women had spoken about these dreams. So anyways, in the dream, the military men, they like lined up, and I saw like the captain. I was thinking chief because my husband's a firefighter, and the head guy's the chief. But or the captain, I guess they call him the captain too. But so in the military, the head guy was like taking them on these missions, and this one specific mission was for children, to rescue children. And these National Guards were being called in to help children, and I saw they went. In the dream, they went, they were like lined up, and they were listening to him, who was like the man in charge. And they went into this little area in this building, and in the building there were these children that had been trafficked. And they were saving these children. And like what we're being told that's happening, like they're like I saw that military men were like being sent in for these special missions, and I don't know if it's happened or if it's going to happen or if it's, I don't know. I know that what we think is happening is not the truth right now. I 100% know that. What the world we're perceiving as, and I'll leave it at that, but what we're seeing being portrayed is a complete lie right now. And I'm not going to be quiet about it anymore because it is. So these men, they had come out, and they were in like full on like military attire, and they had come back out, and I had watched them go in, and I'd watched the guy command them to help these children, and then I watched them come out. And when they came out, there were I saw these 3 kids in particular, and they were in a box playing with cigars like they were toys. And there are children out there being trafficked and molested and raped. So I don't know if it was God's way of telling me like the military is going to save these children. I believe that, but I don't know timing, because God's timing is never our timing. I don't know when or the information. All I know is what I had in the dream, and I woke up extremely emotional, and like I almost felt overwhelmed at this little girl who I've had like 6 dreams of, where she grabs my face and she says, "You're gonna be my mom." And she's the same little girl in every dream. Different families every time. I always wondered why is it a different story every time? Well, if these kids are coming out from under the ground, you guys, so, and then I saw these kids, and some of their fingers were not even on them, like they were like mangled, and some of them were, and they were playing with cigars like they were their toys. They were in boxes. They were like 2 and 3 years old. They couldn't even walk because they weren't being taken care of. It was so hard. So I don't know when these things are going to come open, and I have been following lots of stories where, like in Florida or here or there's like 32 kids that were being trafficked, and they came out of the open, and then here, and then they came out in the open. And I know that when President Trump was in, he had signed to try to help lots of children like this. And so I know that was his first order in office. And so I believe a lot of this is happening or has already happened, and we'll probably be finding out about it. I don't know those details. I'm not going to speculate. But the next dream I had is, I don't know, I'm sure this is going to blow everybody's mind, and I don't know. I just know that I had the dream, so take it for what it's worth. Yeah, there are children even in Utah. Super sad. So my third dream was recently, I had been praying because I have learned a lot of things about the world that are not the way they're supposed to be. And I was asking God, like, is what I've learned true? Is Trump really gonna help us the way I believe? And I know that right now it's perceived that he's out, which is fine. I know you guys are all gonna have your beliefs about this, and I don't really care. But it's not what we're saying. Like, the truth isn't always what we see in front of us. And so, I personally believe right now that what's happening isn't what's happening, and that the military is in charge right now. But that's just me. So, and if you disagree with this, please just exit my page, because I don't want to argue. I'm not gonna argue with you, and I won't even reply to the comments, because I want to respect where you're at and you can respect where I'm at. But I had prayed to God, and this is, I don't know why, but this one's the hardest one to share because it just is so vulnerable for me. I had prayed to God and asked, is something going to happen soon to help our world, to help these children? And it was the next night. So it wasn't that night that I prayed, and I said, if so, can you show me? Can you tell me? And I prayed, and not that night, the following night, I saw our emergency broadcast system go off. I saw our phones beeping and the emergency broadcast system going off. And I saw we were being told truth, like information. And then all of a sudden I saw JFK Jr. enter and speak to people. That's just what I saw. I understand a lot of people think he's dead. I understand all that. And I understand that people are going to think I'm crazy right now. But that's what I saw. And somebody tried to kick him off or like stop him from speaking. And then they weren't, and then it got shut down and he was able to speak. And then it was like he was speaking up for what's going on in the world. And a lot of people were in a lot of shock. And then I was woken up. So that's my third dream. Take it for what it's worth. Yeah. So I just hope that people really right now pray for the gift of discernment. You pray and ask God what's going on, and you pray and really listen to your own inner heart. A lot of people who are against masks and against these things that people are so it makes us look selfish and rude. I know I'm one of them. I hate the mask. It makes us look like we don't care about society and we're thinking about ourselves. How about if we understood that the truth behind it? What if those people understood how we were being lied to, how we were being manipulated? What if what's going on in the world is so crazy you didn't even understand? And there was so much deeper stuff, and those people were the brave ones to dare to be out of the ordinary and speak up. So I just want you to consider that. I realize my last dream is a bit much. I obviously have certain thoughts about it all, and yeah, so I just think like the truth isn't what we're being told, and I hope that people can really start to pay attention to it and just really discern from it. If when you're watching the news it makes you feel sick, turn it off. If you're filled with fear all the time and you're only filled with fear, stop paying attention to what you're paying attention to and start listening to your inner heart and your soul. It's telling you something. If you're filled with fear constantly, there's a reason why. Because it's not healthy. We're not supposed to be feeling fear right now. In the dream about COVID, when I saw the truth and that so many people were filled with fear, I've watched it happen all around me. Oh, and by the way, my dream with the military guys, I text my cousin the next day and I'm like, hey, I know you're not in the military, but have you heard of like your buddies being called out or anything? And he was like, no, and he thinks I'm nuts, so it's fine. And so I'm like, okay, well, I just had a dream about it. And then he's like, whatever. And then we got talking about Trump and Biden and just some stuff with that. And then after that, he hung, or like we were done talking, and within a week I got a message, and his son has been sent out on duty. So it was kind of crazy because in the dream it was Stephen, but I knew it was like representing Stephen or a group of military men, and then within a week his son was called. And I just don't think that's ironic. Like, I know, or I don't know, a coincidence, not ironic, but a coincidence. And oftentimes when I dream, I see things and then they happen. And so, like with COVID, I saw the fear. I saw the world going into fear and all this stuff, and they couldn't function, and they were just like in survival mode. And I've just literally watched the past year be like seeing it in front of me, and I never had to worry. My kids still haven't gotten COVID. Still. And my husband's a firefighter. And I'm not saying COVID's not a thing. I understand that COVID's a thing. But they still haven't gotten it. Like, it's not the way, and I know people have died from it, and I know people with pre-existing conditions it's very dangerous for, and I understand all of that. I just want people to realize, to really look within themselves and find their own answers and stop listening to everybody else around them. Really tune into what is your own truth, because my own truth is we're being lied to in a lot of ways, and I can see through a lot of it. And right now I feel alone in a lot of it. I feel like people are going to mock me, and they're going to tease me, and they're going to say her dreams are crazy. And you know what? That's fine, because actually 2 out of the 3 have come true. So I don't know with the little children coming up yet, but my cousin's son was called out, and I had a dream for that. And so we, right now, if you can just really discern the truth, if you could listen to your own inner heart, stop listening to everybody around you, if you could stand up for how you feel, if you feel uncomfortable taking this next vaccine, then listen to that. If you feel like something internally is telling you, don't take it, don't take it. Like, really, and I'm telling you, listen within yourself, because for me, I 100% know I will not be taking that, and neither will my children and my husband. And so there's so much behind all of this. None of my family has had COVID, but I've known it's a real virus, but not like they're portraying it to be. Yes, it's just not. And it's like such a joke what they're doing with it. I cannot even stand it. Like, it's the weirdest thing. I have never understood my gift of discernment, the power and the truth behind it until this past year. And oh my goodness, like, and the gift of faith. Like, you guys, anybody can have these gifts. You can ask for them. But like, in my church, we get something called a patriarchal blessing. It's just a special blessing. And you get it one time. And I literally, in my blessing, it says that I have the gift of discernment, and I will be able to know. And I have never had my discernment go off so many times in the past year. It's unreal. And today it just was like so heavy in my soul. Like, it doesn't matter what people think. It matters that you're speaking the truth. And so I also have felt this like this responsibility to share. And in my patriarchal blessing, it says, I will put responsibility and place it upon your shoulders. And I love all of you ladies. So true. Yeah, so it's scary to speak up. I know people are going to think I'm nuts when I say what is going on in this world is a lie right now. What you are being told and what is actually happening are two different things. And soon people will know. But until then, people who speak up like me, we look crazy, and I don't really care. So, I had to share those three. And so for those who think like, who've never heard the side of it, I just want you to understand, like, people who are against masks and all these things, we're not compassionate people. In fact, we are a lot. And so imagine like having this internal thing inside of you that tells you what's right or wrong. And it doesn't matter. Those people won't believe that anyways. So anyways, if my page isn't for you and somebody's invited you here and you think I'm nuts, it's okay. Just please save yourself the comment and me it and just exit. I know, like, even the masks, they don't even work. So that's a whole nother story. But I know I'm not the only one who've had lots of dreams. I know a lot of people right now have said so much stuff about dreams and seeing things, and they are being mocked and ridiculed, and it's fine. Like, they just are going to go through the fire right now. And so I just know that if you guys know anybody who would like this message, please invite them to this page. I know I had to restart over, and I wanted to call it Inspired Soul, because I want all of your souls to be inspired. I want you guys to live inspiring lives and speak your truth and dare to say no in situations and dare to speak up for yourself. Like, my husband this morning, I won't give too much information, but he's going through paramedic school, and in my out-of-body experience, I saw that he was like shut down and not himself, and since then he's come alive a lot, and it's been so fun to watch. But so he became a firefighter after that, and now he's become a paramedic. He's becoming one, and this morning they pulled him aside and they asked him about the vaccine, and he finally was like, yeah, I'm not going to be taking it. And they totally respected him. Like, and before, they said they'd never dealt with it in 20 years. And internally, his internal self says don't take it. And that's what I want to get across. If you feel okay about it, then that's great. That's totally fine. If you do not, you got to listen to yourself. Like, we cannot live a life anymore of being pressured into what everybody else thinks anymore. We can't. We have to dare to stand. And if we feel alone, we feel alone. But I know for a fact there's a lot of people who like agree with us in these situations. So, anyways, I don't know why this was on my mind today, but I decided to just listen to it and follow it. And I know that God will share more with me if I dare to share what he shares with me. And I know a lot of people have a lot of dreams, so I encourage you, if you've had some, dare to share them, dare to speak up. And yeah, so all right, I hope you all have a great day. Okay. Oh, hi, Brielle. Hi, Amy. Amber, hi, beautiful. So proud of you for sharing. Thank you. Nicole, I agree. Yeah, we and you are similar. You're awesome, and you're right. We need to have courage to stand up. Men's heart shall fail them. Fear is causing people, don't end my thing, to not see clearly. Wake up, America. Yep. You're right. Here in Utah, it's heartbreaking. Yeah, even it's here in Utah. And sadly, what is his name? Oh, I don't know. There's somebody directly involved in it, but I don't remember his name. None of my family's had COVID, but I know it's a real virus. But I'm like you. It's portrayed it to be, yes. We are soul sisters. Oh. Everything you're saying is 100% how I feel. My mask didn't protect me from COVID. I feel like I wouldn't have gotten COVID if I wouldn't have worn a mask. Yeah, it's actually causing other issues. My two oldest kids are actually home right now from school online because of it. My son actually called me one day, and he was in a panic attack in the bathroom. He couldn't breathe. Good. And so from then on, he's been home. Like, people's kids are struggling with this, and it's not just about protect these other people. There are things behind it. This virus is not the way it's portrayed to be. So I'm sure a lot of you have the gift of discernment and you see it too. So anyways, I don't normally share this type of stuff on here, but it just, with these 3 dreams, I was like, okay, I have to share. I always share spiritual stuff and what I get. And it's sometimes scary to share knowing people are going to fight with you or get mad. But the truth is, it's my truth. You can't fight with my truth. You can have your truth and you cannot like me and you can leave, but that's the difference. And so anyhow, I hope that this gives some people courage to be who you came here to be and to stand in your light, and to, if we all start trying to like do what we feel inside, the whole world will start to wake up. In fact, Tom Brady, I think, yeah, at the NFL game, I read recently that he walked in without a mask, and there's a lot of conversation right now about him going on in the world, but you know what? There's a lot of people who are like, yes. And so it takes courage, and so he was an influence. He influenced others. So I hope you all have a good day, and I'm going to be doing some remote healing on here soon, work. I've also had a heavy, like, just trying to figure out what I think about what's come out about energy work and stuff, and I realized that, like, there are a lot of people who do it in not healthy ways, and I think that's who they're talking to. And so for me, yeah, it's just, I think everybody's different with it, and to me it's a passion, so I'm going to continue doing it, and I love it, and I get to see results. I actually had a woman who had gestational diabetes, and she had a session with me, and then the next time she went back to her doctors, her gestational diabetes was gone. And I don't take credit for that. That's God. God can do amazing miracles, and he can put people in the way to help people. And so it's just amazing what he can do. So I know this has gone on longer than I wanted, and I hope you all have a great day. Okay, love you all. Bye.